What's up, people? So what we have today is the Clayton Dustless Made Simple 45-liter pack, which I believe resembles the Rush, the 511 Rush. Is it 72? It's one of the Rush packs. It's almost identical, with the only difference that on the one side it has the long pouch full of Pals webbing, just like the 511 pack, but on the other it just features nothing on the one side and just the mesh with the kind of rubberized elastic of sorts. And I'm not sure about the 511 pack, whether it has a frame or not. This does not come with a frame, but it has some really chunky padding, and I like it. Everything seems to be pretty much identical to that pack in terms of the design. And I picked this up around, I think last year, around this time. And at first, it was bugging me because there was some of the Pals webbing that I wanted to make use of, which was this one at the back here, because this beaver tail, what drew me to this pack was this beaver tail section, but it's quite thin, as you can see. It still puffs out quite a bit because right now there's a bunch of pouches in there that I'll take out in a second, but it's still quite a slim compartment, and I wanted something on the back here. So initially I went with two utility standard sized horizontal utility pouches, but I didn't really like that solution because there was only basically two rows of Pals webbing holding them in, and every time I'd go to grab it, one of them would snap potentially, So not every time, but like generally, eventually it would snap, unsnap, so come undone. And what can I say? All right then. I'm in the middle of filming already. Oh well. Here's my little one keeping me company. Nicely. There we go, little one. Anyway, back to the video at hand. Thing is, I didn't like that solution. Let me take the pouches out, actually. I stored them in here because I wanted to show you. And there is a purpose to this video, which I'll get to towards the end. So, I mean, look at everything that I've got here. I've got all these random pouches. That's about it. So we've got, initially I had these two horizontal pouches, one here, one there. Didn't really like it. So eventually I ran into these kind of utility pouches. Tried it on. Buttons were really, really cheap quality, really poor quality. They kept coming undone. Really didn't like that solution. So I had to scrap it again. Then I ran into yet another pouch that I thought, yeah, it makes use of most of it. But then ultimately I ran into this pouch, and the point of it is that this pouch, by the way, is by Black Pearl. Really don't know the brand, but really quality pouch, really good tactical gear, I would say. And I really love this pouch. And the point is, it took me forever. It took me a year to settle for this pouch on the back here, because I was just never really convinced with what I could find on the market. And I always buy my stuff secondhand just because it's cheaper like that. But ultimately, it was about finding the right component. And this pouch is perfect because it really is a sizable pouch. I can make use of it in so many ways, whereas the others were still all limited to the form factor that they offered. This pouch, I could easily fit a rain jacket in there. Bam, on the outside. So, take it out when need be, put it back in, even if it's soaking wet. It's far away from everything else in the pack. Even has drainage holes. And by the way, on camera, it looks a little bit different, the shade of black. But I can assure you, in real life, it's a lot more uniform. You know, it definitely doesn't look like an add-on. It definitely looks like it's part of the pack. And that's why I like it, because at the end of the day, it made use of all the Field of Pals webbing. This was 8 by 4, and this takes up 6, but then, or I mean, anchors on taking up 6, but it still takes up the other 8 in size. And at the back, at the bottom here, pardon me, has a nice system as well of Pals webbing where it doesn't use buttons. So whenever I do this, it's not going to come undone, you know, it's not going to snap off. And that's something I really hate. Sometimes when I handle some packs and then, you know, I'm just grabbing it by the pouch, by whatever, and then it snaps, you know, it comes undone. It's just annoying having to do it all over again. It's a minor thing, but it's just constantly doing that. It gets annoying. Whereas this is anchored in really nicely. Really nice pouch, I have to say. Quality pouch by a brand that I had never seen or heard of before. And yeah, plus it also leaves just enough room for the logo. You know, that's pretty neat. That's just really nice. And that's the thing, guys. The point of this video, without making this too long, is that sometimes, you know, you have a design in mind, and you know, based on what you can find, you get, you know, a pretty good design from the get-go. You might, you know, tweak it over time, but it pretty much is the way you wanted it. Whereas in other cases, it really takes time, you know, time, trials, money, purchases. And then I'm going to have to put all these up for sale again. And then, you know, God knows when I'll be able to sell them. And hopefully I'll make the money back, but potentially I could lose out. But the point is, I gotta enjoy it. I gotta enjoy the process, so to speak. Because at the end of the day, had I settled for these pouches, I would have never searched for this one, and I would have never found it. But then I kept searching and searching and searching, and eventually ran into this one, and I was like, this is the one. You know, it's like I didn't even know what I needed until I finally saw it, and then I realized, I'm like, that's the pouch that I've been looking for all along. And so I grabbed it, you know, and damn, this looks good now. Finally, after a year, this is the one pouch that I'll use. I won't be using the Pals webbing up here because I don't want it to bulge outwards here and then come into conflict with the with the beaver tail, you know, especially getting in and out. Plus, the pocket is already here, so I don't need another one. I definitely don't need anything else on the sides here either, just because this is my water bottle pouch, so I don't want to have this sticking out even further. So other than that, guys, it was just a quick, semi-quick video on letting you guys know on how this design finally came about. You know, it's not just I mean, sometimes, like I mentioned earlier, you have a design in mind, whereas other times it morphs over time, it changes, and then eventually you settle for something. And this one is it, at least for this pack. So, what can I say, guys? I hope I didn't bore you too much, but I did want to tell you that that's the thing. All these other pouches, you know, it takes time to find the right pouch. Time, effort, and a little bit of luck, too. So, what can I say? I hope you learned something from this video. And as per usual, I guess I'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching, guys.